Hi guys, Big Dog here. How we all doing? Um, Back to do another war review. Now this was going to be our Make Air Great Again war. We were going to do all air attacks, but we took a vote when we matched these guys who are a well-known Spanish modding clan. Yes, they do still exist. And we decided to kind of postpone the air war and just go at these guys and see what we could do. They obviously had very good mod tested bases, so it was a good opportunity for us to try out some attacks. We're obviously never going to win it because they were cheating, but we put up a good show. We did have a slight tunnel advantage, but that means nothing when they've got infinite attacks. So yeah, we won't look too closely at what they did, but we did have a number of guests come over to join in the war, so we're going to highlight some of their attacks and some new members of PZ as well, who I don't think have been on the channel before. So I am going to start off with one of mine, not because it was a particular success, but just a strategy that I have been having success with. Mass miners, it's a fairly kind of no-brainer strategy. So Golem goes down and then basically just put all the miners in a line behind. All breakers in to break through the first wall, then just drop the heroes behind. Now, as you can see, the miners are coming in, so rage them up into the Inferno compartment, jump the heroes in as well to take care of the CC and his heroes. Where it kind of goes wrong on this base is it starts off quite narrow and widens out in the middle here, and as you can see, the miners have just kind of spread across the whole base, and the strength of max miners is if they stay together. If they stay together, then they can pretty much overpower a base. These guys did have some good bases, obviously. They're able to test what works, and the split infernos like this in their own compartment, quite tricky to deal with. But I do end up getting through most of the base, but I should have scouted it better, I suppose. There's a lot of nasty stuff for miners at the back end here. The two whiz towers, obviously the Inferno. Whiz towers just destroy them when they're stood up, attacking something. They're obviously doing damage to the whole pack. So I'll just fast forward it here because obviously it's going to die out. All the miners are dead now. This golem has got stuck, so he's no longer doing any tanking. That also happened on the first attack. Yeah, slightly disappointing because I was consistently 3-star in 10s in friendly practice. But yeah, when it came to it, didn't quite have enough. So let's have a look down at someone who had more success. So Solo, pal of mine from House of Swords, came over to do the air war, but obviously that got postponed. He had a 6-pack against their 10s. He is an 11, but he's a very new 11. He's a 10.5. Really, worked on his warden. He does have max bowlers, as we'll see here. So yeah, this was the lower of the two bases that he hit. I mean, obviously it's still a max 10. I just like this one a bit better, and he does. So it starts off with a couple of minions, and the way that he funnels the bowlers. The biggest problem I have with bowlers, so he does kind of a bowler walk on each side, rather than trying to use other troops to create the funnel. Bowlers, in my view, are the hardest troop to funnel, much harder than Valks. Because they go too deep, they can select targets that, if you didn't clear out these compartments here, they would walk around the base. So it's a nice funnel created. They do go to the core. Once they go to the core, it's pretty much GG. Mass minions in the CC, poison down for them. Queen's helping clean those up. Yeah, once they're in this middle compartment here, they're just going to shoot out at all of the defences. And another thing that I'm going to incorporate that I like that he does is he brings in back-end components. So you can either do hogs or loons. He just brings a few loons here and doesn't end up needing them because once the bowlers are in the core there, like I said, they're firing out to most of the defence. But drops a few of the loons now, still got one in the bag, but bowlers have broken through and they're taking out those defences anyway. But it's nice to have some defense targeting troops at the back end of the attack, because that's when it can start to peter out. So to have some troops that, like I said, loons or hogs predominantly, that are going to go and clean up these last defences is a big help. It just drops one on that back end cannon as well, which nicely takes that out as it's tanked as the Tesla's hitting the other 2 loons. So yeah, it does get value from the loons. They do take out 5 or 6 defences. Very nice attack on a max 10. So let's have a look now down to our number 30. So our number 30 is the Defenseless Tunnel 10. Again, another guest, Clash Terrorist, came over again for the air war. Went with air attacks anyway, because I think that's pretty much the troops he's got optimised. Obviously, it's very expensive as a defenseless account to upgrade anything, because you're constantly getting hammered, basically. So he goes with a Penta, a YOLO Penta, because the guy does have a level 30 Queen and makes no attempt to deal with the Queen, just kind of spray and pray. But the base is quite nicely set up for it, the way that that it's structured. So yeah, sort of classic deployment, all the hounds. Most of the loons in, keeps 9 back to come in from the flanks, just to keep that main pack in the core, so that they don't get distracted and move out to the sides. Raging everything through, nice corridor of rages. Freezes the Queen nicely there, and gets that half of that Tesla farm. That definitely helped out. But as you can see, it's a real lottery what's going to happen with the Queen here. Queen's focused on the hounds currently. Still got 3 hounds up. They know go down, and it's really down to the pups. The pups are going to kill the Queen here. Actually, it doesn't end up being the pups you'll see, but normally that's what you would rely on. But here we go. So final hound pops just as the loons come over to take out that last AD. Queen is or was concentrating on pups, so that allowed these loons to survive just long enough to get over her and deal the final death blow to her. So yeah, it's a very risky strategy with a level 30 Queen. Pretty tanky, just kind of relying on luck predominantly to take her out. But said it was a YOLO attack before he did it, and it worked very nicely. So always nice for a number 30 to come up and smash a number 9. Loads and loads of pups left, and 1 single loon by the look of it. So good attack, and he is sticking around for the air war, which we are in prep day for now. So let's move down to what I don't think I've shown one of Watt's attacks before, over visiting from Walter White, another good fair play clan. So yeah, I think we all hope Watt and Bit stick around. They're kind of jumping back and forth between us and Walter White at the minute, but they definitely add a lot to the clan. Very active in chat, and beast attackers, let's be honest. So this is a shattered go boho. So Golem's down, and healers on the Golem straight away as the CC comes out. Drops Wiz to create the funnel, and Queen just to deal with the CC. Witch and a baby dragon in there. Fairly nasty combination. Everything still, Golem's still kind of full health with the healers there, even though they're taking a lot of damage from the CC. Now it's just a question, I don't think he brought wall breakers, it's just a question of waiting for them to do the work and break through. Drops the bowlers, CC bowlers as they do. Poison down to slay the Queen. Bowlers, max bowlers is very powerful, being able to bring max bowlers down in the CC as a Tunnel 9 that you can get, if you funnel them right, so much value out of them as he does here. So heroes go through and bowlers clean up that first compartment, jump into the core where there's these 4 Wiz Towers. And Golem is taking the brunt of attention from them, which is good because Wiz Towers will deal with bowlers pretty quickly. Now starts kind of surgical hogs from the south Heals up that compartment. There is a bomb in there and some traps, but they get healed straight back up. Bowlers now in that core, which is critical because they can start firing out. They are starting to go down now. But he's still got this big pack of hogs coming round. Got a heal in the bag, which I guess he's going to use for this high DPS compartment here. Yeah, very nicely done. So as the few remaining hogs come in under those Max Teslas and Expo, they're getting healed back up constantly. Does lose a few to spring traps, and there's a bomb there, but I don't think that, very low health, but enough to come around and take out that last mortar. And now just a case of cleanup. It's got a few cleanup whiz going around the outside. Queen's still full health. Bowler's kind of stuck in the middle at the minute, but that's okay. Their job's done. And yeah, very nice attack. 9 on 9. So we'll come down to our other pal, our other friend from Walter White, which is Bits and Pieces on 18. Another really good attacker. So it's a similar-ish type of attack, but this is a stone, so 3 golems, stone go bolo this time. So instead of hogs, brings loons. Let's see how he does this. So just using a whiz to pick up 3 buildings there, not protected. And on the southern side as well, start to create a funnel. Let's fast forward this a little bit. Minions down to help as well, no air cover there. 2 golems down, rest of the whiz and heroes. Now puts the jump in. Has he got 2 golems or 3 golems? Maybe I got that wrong. No, there are 3 golems. Jumps into that fairly heavily saturated core, rages things down there. Again, bowlers once they're in there, targeting there. All of the defenses. Loons coming from the backside. He had 3 Teslas, or a Tesla farm at the top, so hastes the loons into that section. And very quickly all the defences are dead here now. It's just a case of clean-up. So it's an interesting base, one I failed on with my Town Hall 9 as a fresh hit. But yeah, a very good plan, and a very nice clean-up attack with loads of troops left at the end. We've got time for one more, so we'll have a look at. We'll go right the way down to have a look at Oliver. I'm not sure if I've shown one of Oliver's attacks before, but Oliver is a graduate of Kent Greenhouse. Once he's a Town Hall 9, he graduated. I think did a quick tour of the family and quickly realised that Phantom Zone is by far and away the best clan to be in. So he's joined us, which is fantastic. Certainly is a great attacker as well. So he's a pretty new Town Hall 9, and he's using mainly a Valk attack with a few back end drags. So again, just picking up some free buildings to help create the funnel and the cleanup before the main attack starts. 2 drags down here. I think the intention here is just to go in and kill the queen, and obviously to create a bit of that funnel. Also gets the CC, so unfortunately poisoned down. I think those archers are probably going to take out the drag before the queen gets dealt with. They do, but that's no real drama because he's got a massive Valks, and now that nice wide funnel is created, and his king in the back, his queen behind that, heals down through those high level walls. These guys had some crazy bases, sort of max heroes and high level walls, max walls, very low defences. So manipulating wall weight as well, which I guess we've got some accounts that do that too. But yeah, steams through this base correctly, using heals rather than rages on the Town Hall 9 to keep the Valks alive. And he's got a few clean-up drags as well that he just drops down on both flanks. It's just a question now of waiting for these Valks to come through and power through the rest of the base. Queen takes out that last Whiz Tower. We'll fast forward it now because it's all done by the shouting. But yeah, nice plan there, nice use of Valks and Drags. Really liked it. And another asset to the clan. Really glad that Oliver's joined us, and you know, hopefully the first of many Kent Greenhouse graduates for us, because they're certainly a good caliber of attacker, and fit in well to the clan. So yeah, there we go. You know, put in a respectable performance against the clan that was cheating. It is what it is. We don't see them very often anymore. They're a dying breed. They did have some great bases. I'm sure we'll steal a few. It's just a shame, because they were clearly good attackers. I know they'll be watching this. They were clearly good attackers, but why not just do it without mods? Because you know, people write off your skill. They say, "Oh well, you cheat. You have unlimited attacks," and clearly they're good attackers. And if they weren't cheating, it would have been a much more fun war. I'm sure a more rewarding win for them. I mean, they've got you know, they're kind of talking on Twitter about their win streak, a 44 win streak. Well, you know, if you're cheating against fair play clans, is that really something to boast about? You know, do arrange wars against other TWC clans if you want to mod, or just don't do it. You know, you're good enough attackers not to. But anyway, I'm sure they won't listen to any of that. Like I said, it is what it is. Moving on, we have our air war coming up today, so that'll be an interesting one. I'll post a video on some of the attacks there. It's going to be a tough one to win, purely because many of us aren't used to doing air. It's not something we do all the time, so it's just a bit of fun, really. But I think we got a chance against the clan that we matched. We will see, and you will see in the next video. Until then, see you later.